If you want to increase the speed and ease of scanning your photos, you might want to use a multi-feed scanner like the Epson FastPhoto 680W. I'm Linda Satgas with FamilyHistoryHero.com with a review of the Epson FastPhoto 680W as well as some tips on how to use it. Also, if you're interested in preserving your family history, I invite you to click the subscribe button below this video and click the bell to be notified when I come out with a new video. So let's talk first about how to use the FastPhoto scanner. Start by choosing photos that are the same size or close in size and wipe them with a microfiber cloth to remove dust. I ran 3x5 and 4x6 inch photos together without any problem. Here's a quick demo. Place your photos in the feeder upside down and facing you. Adjust the sliders to the edge of the photos and press the blue scan button. For these photos, I'm using a resolution of 600 dpi, the printer equivalent of 600 pixels per inch. Using 600 takes a little bit longer than running them through at 300 dpi, but 600 dpi gives me scans that are double the size of the original photo. Now let's look at scan quality and features. For me, quality is supreme. Convenience is nice, but if it doesn't result in a quality scan, or if I have to do more work in Photoshop to fix something, it just isn't worth it. I have to say I was amazed at the quality of my photos with the FastPhoto scanner right out of the gate. With a well-lighted photo, you can hardly tell the difference. This photo was scanned on a flatbed scanner and looks very much like the original. Here is the same photo scanned with the Epson FastPhoto 680W. It's very similar to the first one, but it's a little less crisp and you lose a little bit of detail. But that's a very small trade-off for the amount of time you save. But what about less than stellar photos, like this photo of Charlie and me that was taken years ago? This image was scanned on an Epson V600 flatbed scanner, and it looks very much like the original paper photo, where our faces and skin tones are a little too dark and red. Here's what the photo should look like, which is how it looked after I fixed it in Photoshop. So you can see the original photo wasn't ideal even when using a good flatbed scanner. Compare that with the same photo scanned on the Epson FastPhoto 680, and there's a definite reduction in quality, but it's not terrible. It's a little darker and emphasizes the red a little more. And that's just to be expected from scanners that use the cheaper CIS optical scanning sensor instead of the more expensive CCD sensor used in the better flatbed scanners. Besides that, though, everything else was an A+. The FastPhoto scanner can feed up to 35 photos, one right after the other, and the photos travel through the scanner quickly. I wanted a choice of resolutions. The FastPhoto 680W gives you 3 options, 300, 600, and 1200 dpi, which is more than adequate for the vast majority of photos. Here are some perks I wasn't expecting. I have the option to choose back of photo scanning. If the scanner detects something written on the back, it will scan the back. I love this feature. It doesn't change the speed of scanning, and it labels the back with the same file name as the original, but adds _B to the end of the file name to differentiate it. Like many scanners, FastPhoto has the option of photo enhancements that work pretty well on most photos. But here's the difference. You can apply photo enhancement to the original photo or to a copy of the photo. Epson recommends putting enhancements on a copy, and I recommend that too. If you choose a copy, you'll get an original scan and a second enhanced scan with _A at the end of the file name to differentiate it from the original. Here's a photo where the enhancements removed a yellow color cast. I also have the option for the scanner to remind me to add dates and topics for my photos. The scanner will then create organized file names, folder names, and tags. My conclusion? I'm very impressed with the Epson FastPhoto 680W scanner. This scanner works very well for most of my photos, especially pre-digital photos of our family, because none of those photos have photo edges. On older photos, I like to capture the edges as well. Every feed scanner I've used cuts off most of the irregular edges on photos that have a decal edge, though they do usually leave at least some of the white border. Even a flatbed scanner can cut off the decal edge if you use an auto select function. The Fast Photo Scanner captures edges that are straight without me having to preview and select the photo ahead of time, and it makes a second image with auto corrections if I choose that option. Plus, it makes a copy of the back of the photo as a separate image if it detects writing. Just so you know, marks like these may also trigger a back of the photo file. That's okay though. I just delete those files and keep the ones that have important information. Keep in mind that although all scanners will show dust specks, scanners that feed are especially sensitive to dust. If you see a straight line like this, you're almost certainly dealing with a piece of dust on the scanner that cuts out a small section of the image as the photo rolls past. Lines that are curved or irregular or small may just be dust or hair, but often they're scratches on the photo itself. I looked at this photo with a magnifier and could see these scratches on the surface. To clean the scanner, pull up on the button to open the feeder unit. Blow away dust with a blower and then gently wipe the rollers and the glass on both sides with a microfiber cloth. Here's another scan after cleaning the scanner. The straight line is gone, but you can still see the scratches on the photo itself. Fast Photo is in the middle price range of scanners, which includes scanners over $300 but less than $1,000. As of this recording, the Fast Photo goes for just under $600. If you have a lot of photos, it might be worth considering a scanner like this. But as with any of the faster scanning options I've reviewed, I would personally also want a flatbed scanner on hand as well. Hopefully information like this will help you make decisions regarding what kind of scanner would help you the most. I'm Linda Satgas with FamilyHistoryHero.com, where we show you how to turn your dusty old boxes of photos into easy to share family stories.